I know that this is a really boring and old-fashioned expression, but it's so true what they say about fail to prepare, prepare to fail. And it's something you should really take on board with your eating disorder recovery. So let's take a scenario. How are you going to build a house if you don't gather the bricks, work out the size of the house, know how many rooms you need? How are you going to make the most amazing cake if you don't buy the flour, work out the recipe, know what temperature the oven needs to be on? When you go about wanting to say that you are going to start your eating disorder recovery, why would you do that from a base point where you haven't put the very foundations in place that are those on which you are going to need to build to get well? So for example, are you really intent on recovery if I was to be in your kitchen and look through your cupboards and realise that actually not a single food item in your cupboard, if you've got plenty of items in your cupboard, is fully focused on being well and well nourished? If every item in your cupboard, in your fridge, in your freezer is focused on your fears and remains like fixed around low fat this, low sugar this, or minimal portions of whatever it might be, if you are still keeping in an eating disorder mindset, even when you are telling yourself you are intent on recovery, you are not doing the very groundwork of gathering those bricks to build the house, gathering the flour and the eggs to make the cake. You have to do those fundamentals. And I think if we're really honest about it, an awful lot of us, when we talk about wanting to, I want to get well, oh, I'm so fed up, I do really want to get, I want my eating disorder over, I've had enough now. I think so many of us say that. We really say that, and we tell it to ourselves and we tell it to other people. But where's the point where we show up to ourselves, where we're accountable to ourselves, and we say, the bit that I need to be relied upon to get myself well now is to stock the cupboards like somebody who's intent on getting well. I need to get rid of everything that poses a risk or a threat to me, be that the laxatives, the diet pills. I need to change my processes around exercise consumption. I may need to hide my trainers, give them to my best friend for a month. I may need to reset my alarm clock so I stay in bed and don't try and get up at silly o'clock in the morning to add up loads of steps on my step count. I need to, oh, there we go, there's another one. I really need to get rid of that sodding Fitbit. I need to gather around me the very friends that I need who are going to be on the end of the phone when I am snivelling and snotting everywhere because I've just eaten a meal and it's made me feel bloated and I'm really upset about it, but I know it's the right thing to do. Who are those friends? Who am I going to call? These are the foundations. These are the fundamentals. If we really want to get well, we have to show up. We have to be accountable. And that starts with working out, what do I need around me? What have I got to do? And what have I got to put behind me and rule out and dispose of to mean that the bit that's moving forward in my life is me that wants to be fully recovered, not dragging stuff into my future that is still about the illness and the disorder, because we can make excuses all we want, but we have to make a change. So if you do one thing today, think about what you need to do to be prepared, because preparing to fail is just not an option. Nobody wants to continue to fail. Nobody wants to remain stuck with this illness. I hope that helps. I'd love to know whether it's useful to you and how you've managed to be prepared and help your illness and your recovery journey. Take care.